What are the top 7 body language tips for presentations? Let's find out. So by the way, if you're new here, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Tip number 1, the most important one, you want to own your space. You want to own the stage. You don't want to shrink. You don't want to move backwards. Yeah, too many presenters shrink in front of an audience. If anything, you want to step forward, get closer with the audience. Most presenters are too far away from their audience. Yeah. Also, when you give your presentation, you want to move around the room a little bit, slowly, confidently, because movement signals confidence. So it's so critical. You gotta own your space. That's the most important body language tip. Number 2, you want to use your gestures probably more, all right? You want to think like an Italian. You know, Italy has this beautiful culture where people just naturally gesture more. Yeah, it's so critical that you gesture more in your presentation. And really, it should really be whatever goes on in your head, whatever you think, whatever you say, whatever you share, it should show up in your hands. It should show up with your gestures. And by the way, if you're not used to gestures, if you think, Ben, how can I gesture? Very simple. Get your presentation ready, go in front of a mirror, bring your laptop with your presentation or your speech notes, whatever it might be, and then deliver your presentation or your speech to yourself in front of the mirror. And you will be staring at yourself, and I can guarantee you that if you're not gesturing enough, you look at yourself and you think like, I look boring, okay? And then you try a little bit here and there, try this gesture, try that gesture, and you will just feel a natural way of how you should gesture for yourself, okay? So use a mirror. Tip number 3, it goes against the last one actually, but do not over gesture, okay? Some people gesture like crazy. You know what I'm talking about. I'm exaggerating here, but you have seen this before. When you over gesture, what basically happens, all the gestures become a distraction. Yeah, your audience does not listen to your speech, your presentation anymore, so do not over gesture. Tip number 4, when you give your presentation or your speech, you want to have open hands. Open hands mean open minds with your audience. Okay, it's very strange, but when you show the inside of your palms, what basically happens, it builds trust with the audience, like, hey, I'm open. On the other hand, if you close your hand, it kind of looks like a hidden agenda. You always just gesture, with the outside of your hands. So make sure that you show the inside of your palms. Number 5, this is a question that I get at every single workshop that I deliver. Ben, how long should I actually have eye contact with an audience? Well, the best way is really, and that's the next tip, have eye contact with each person for about 2 to 3 seconds. Yeah, if the audience is anywhere from probably 2 to 50 people, you can easily do that. Yeah, if they're a larger audience, there are different strategies. I'm going to leave a link here for you somewhere, but make sure with each person have 2 to 3 seconds. Shorter than that is too short, like you're not really looking at them. Longer than that, okay, you're staring, please do not stare, okay? Don't do that. 2 to 3 seconds is what most audience members are comfortable with. Number 6 is about your eye contact and your slides. What's the good ratio? Well, what I would suggest to you, a good ratio is to have 50-50, meaning 50% you look at your audience, 50% you look at your slide. Yeah, that is an okay ratio. Better, more ideal would be those 70% your audience, 30% your slides. If you can, even 80-20 or 90-10. Yeah, that would be even more ideal, but sometimes hard to do if you have busier slides. But minimum, strive for 50-50. Number 7, your facial expressions really matter. Yeah, they should reflect your emotion in your presentation. Yeah, you don't want to look like a robot, okay? So could be, if it's a positive presentation and there's the right timing for a smile, okay? But in general, the overall best facial expression you want to have is just certainty, confidence, believe in your own presentation. And what's also very critical about your facial expression, they got to match the situation. So if you talk about a serious topic or a problem with a product or in your business or whatever it might be, don't have a smile on your face. Yeah, it's weird, it doesn't match. So make sure your facial expressions match the situation. So comment down below one time, what was your biggest takeaway, your biggest lessons? Yeah, which of these tips are you gonna apply immediately? If you got any questions for me, write it down below as well. Yeah, like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't, all right? And most importantly, I really look forward to seeing you for the next video.